Here I'm matter unknown. Today we will be learning how to make the origami rocket model. I've gotten used to saying paper rocket model because the original model was glued. I will actually leave a link to the description to the original video for this model. And you see how this looks very clean. Like not only the glue part, I'm talking about the folding part. The original model actually was very simple. This one's gonna be a little harder. And this is no glue. This is no glue, no tape. This is the origami version of that. You can glue it. I will tell you how you can glue it in the video, but I will not recommend gluing this. I will leave a link to the description. It's actually the second video on the channel was for this. It's a lot more not so tidy looking. Anyways, without wasting time, let's get into this. It's really easy. This is my old model. I'm gonna open it up for reference, and once I'm done, I will throw this in the dustbin. Okay, anyways, so I'm gonna use this for reference. This is the new model. And also, before I start, I just want to say I've actually got this model on this table, the filming table. I keep it in the middle, and I want to talk about something here which is important before I actually start. It's not wasting time. You see how these things are actually down? I know they're lifting up, that's because I kind of like did that, but then the point is before they were like flat like this and like this. Now why is that, and why is this lifted up? It's because first of all, this paper, it's not that this is bigger paper so it's heavy. That's what some people may think. This is actually rigid paper, so it kind of can spring up, and there's actually a feature on this. If you use rigid paper, that you can kind of push it up. Depends upon your rigidity and how much it can bounce up a little bit. That's that. For this one, the paper is so light that it cannot support. It's not that light it will stay up, it's that light that it's so light that it cannot support. These things cannot support, so it goes down. That's important. You can decide your paper thickness after that. You can cut out a 3.5 by 3.5 inches, or you can cut out a bigger one depending on that. Depends upon how you want them. Do you want them like this? Do you want them really like this? You can use glue in that case, or do you want them down? Then you can do a lighter piece of paper which is quite big. Okay, now let's not waste time and get into it. First, we need to make a 4x4 grid. Made this model many times, but the origami version has just been developed. There's just one little change to the tidier model, I can call this, right? Yeah, just a tidier model. So what I did, I'm gonna talk while I fold. So it's 4x4 grid, you can go ahead and do that. What I did is with the untidy model, I actually don't have one of those right now. All of them, because the tidier ones are there, So with that, I actually started removing folds to make it much neater, so it looks neater. And I did that. So I made a tiny model, the tidy model, you can call it. And then I was actually developing. You can see these things. You can see how you're not here in this. That's actually the development I was working on a year ago, but I abandoned it because you can see here, it doesn't look so tight, does it? But it actually looks good like this without being so tight. So I thought, well, it can never be tight because of some internal mechanism thing I can't really describe. There's no way to fold it to keep it together. You have to actually glue it if you want to keep it together. Talking about these things, you can see how they're glued to be kept together, and you can see how they're out here. So that's what I did. Now I have developed it and I've made it like this. This is the final model. Also, you can actually turn this over and use this for holding some kind of flower. You can keep it on one of those circular stand kind of thingies. It looks really cool like this. And an additional feature is, I'm gonna show it at the end. It's a surprise feature. So I'm almost on my 4x4 grid here. There, so that's the 4x4 grid. Pretty sure you could do that while you were listening to me. Okay, let's have a look in here again. So you want to turn this over, you can see the 4x4 grid properly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this to this. I'm going to fold lines here and here, not full diagonals. Leave these 4 empty unless you want marks on these 4. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to take this, get that point here, and you only want to fold the 2 boxes in the middle. Oops, I accidentally exceeded that. I'm going to erase it. a little bit, so it's not that. Oh my god, it's on the other side. Yeah, be careful, don't be in a hurry. And then this side, it doesn't look too bad really. This is actually rocket number 1. There is a number 2 which I'm working on for an origami version. And then there is number 3 which is coming out soon, has not come out. I actually made that a year ago, the number 3. I never released it. It's pretty cool, and that's also going to be origami. There's going to be no glue version for that one. And then there's this thing called the indestructible tower. I think I've shown that in designing a paper rocket model. Or something, I've shown somewhere. I showed a tiny mod. I've actually made bigger models of that. That's based off a collapsing of paper rocket version 2. I'm actually going to make origami versions for paper rocket 2, 3, and the indestructible one is always origami. Those will be coming soon in a new origami rocket playlist, which is going to be perfect. For now, let's just work on number 1 because this is the start of our playlist, which will be formed in the future. Okay, so we have this. Now we want to turn this over, and you see this point to that point, and only fold, listen to me, this and this, not the center. Doing the opposite here. We're folding the ends, the ending boxes, 1 and 2. Do not fold that center, please. So that's this. Then turn it around 90 degrees and keep doing the same thing. Oh god, it's already been 6 minutes. Let's see if I can make this faster than usual. That's that. When I think about the new playlists will be made, I'm gonna be so happy because this was like literally the first origami on the channel, which was not even origami basically. The reason why I don't promote this or the reason why I never made the Rocket version 3 was because it's not origami, so it's not worth it. I've made so many other things. I've made a whole jar series, and there's jar version 5 and 6 I'm too lazy to make. But yeah, okay, let's move on. So we have got this. Now there's I can say three more like types of fold you need to do. Okay, you're gonna do a fold that goes from here, this point to this point, like that. We will have the center there. You want to actually, you can think of these as giant parallelograms. They are parallelograms actually. It's all looking ones, and then fold like that. This is kind of the technique I use from the original. It's the only way to do it properly. Make sure they're exact over here. In the original, I didn't pay too much attention to that. That's one. Now you gotta do it on the other side too. Just get the diagonals of each of the parallelograms. Now in each parallelogram, you know the thing about parallelograms, the diagonals bisect each other. You can actually see that. It looks kind of neat, doesn't it? Okay, now you do it on this side. That's one. It's just one straight line going through. I was actually just randomly folding and I made this. Then that rocket model, I glued it together, and then I forgot how to make it, and then I had to actually remove the first. I actually like took off the glue, and like it was half torn and stuff, and then I was able to make it. So if I never removed the glue of the first one, we would never have that. And then I threw the first one later on. Not immediately, I actually kept it for a long time. I re-glued it and then tried to keep the torn version. Pretty long time. Okay. Now we have this. Two more types of fold. One is the new fold for the origami version, and one is the original one. Now this is the only hardest thing, believe me. This is the only hardest thing we have here. You see, imagine a half point here. Imagine this square has a center point. Imagine, now get this to here. Imagine a center point there and get that here. You're gonna see these. You see that X and that X. You're gonna fold it like this. So you're gonna get that. You see that X there and that thing there, and you wanna fold. only, not the whole thing, only these triangles. And then do it on all four sides. So imagine a center point, you can see those X's there, then 4D X's down. Now when you do on this side, you're actually going to see, you can see these are already made. Make sure it does not extend anywhere where it shouldn't and stuff like that. That's 1, 2. One more and one. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay, now we only have one type of fold left to do. This is really simple, so we're basically done with the basic model. We'll be looking like this pretty soon. Now what we're gonna do is, you see this fold, you're gonna fold this and up to the line. Like that. On all four sides. Just quickly, you can just quickly do this. It's just been 11 minutes. That's actually pretty impressive, and considering the first minute was just talking. 10 minutes paper rocket. I didn't know it took so short time. Okay, now flip the paper over and do the same thing. Yeah, it's literally the same thing. Just that the line's harder to see because it's flipped, you know? This is gonna save your life later. You're doing these pre-creases. Everything here is pre-creased. It's not exactly how origami is. Over here, I don't really like, if I think over it, it's not exactly origami. Not like folding, then I'm folding. It's just like pre-creased. This is pre-creased, now we're gonna assemble it. Kind of boring, I suppose. Now what we're gonna do is, okay, you're gonna see these giant triangles in the middle. Now imagine those popping out, and you wanna like get your fingers in here. As well as you can do that. Make each of those giant triangles pop out. And what you can do is, you can actually push inside here. Push inside each giant triangle. You're gonna get something like that. I'm gonna have the reference here just for you. And then you can actually do this. You can get that done. So on each giant triangle, just do that. You can see this middle thing. And push it in and collapse it from the back with your fingers. Now that that's done, you can actually get these 4 points together and have it looking like this. Okay. Remember, if you have something like this is actually a really, and then you just keep your finger in here and you can make that flat. So that will happen. Okay, we have it like this. At this point we will glue it. This is the point where if you want you can glue it. Keep glue here and inside here. There you go. So you can see that point, it's trying to spread. Even on here, it's kind of spread, you know. Only when you glue it can look like that. Now what we're gonna do is, remember those fours you made? You can actually push them. Yeah, just fold them this direction. All of them. Keep that together. Push that in and kind of like. Don't worry, they will stay there. You see they're coming out right now. Don't worry about that. Wait, that's the wrong side. Never mind. Make sure they all are in one direction. There will be one direction where they want to go in. Make sure they're all in that same direction. Right now they're trying to come out because it's the first time they're being creased. There you go. Now what you want to do is push on each of these things, the squares. Push on them outwards so it looks like this. Then continue pushing. together while the squares are out. And then when you get this down, you push on the squares again. And there you go, that's what you have. Another new paper rocket model. That is the end of the video with two paper rocket models, and this goes in the dustbin, and you can see the reflection of the one I have on the table here. Oh, that's not reflection, that's a reflection of this, never mind. That's the glued version, this is the origami one. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.